So the Doomsday clock has finally neared closer, and it seems that more and more people have begun playtesting these Ishizu cards and are finally understanding what we've been talking about. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. We will be doing the meta breakdown and top 5 decks here as we unfold into November here, but I just want to talk about everything that I've been reading here from players. Players are genuinely impressed, actually, by how toxic the Ishizu mirror is, and the level of interactions, and kind of what we've been saying for a little while. So I just kind of want to bring everybody back up to speed here with everything I've been reading. So the Ishizu cards basically create this little dumping paralysis, all right? They mill out, and then when you have cards that are sent to the graveyard, it's going to be like, that grass looks greener. You're going to create these interaction points, these chain links, for example. I read a report about somebody reaching chain link 11, and just on turn 0 of the game. Think about that. You know, it's like more effects. So the thing that makes this matchup like so intimidating, like for the mirror, is you'll hit the mill 5, all right? You'll stack up your chain links, you'll do the mills, all right? And then you'll see if somebody else milled another one, and then you'll check for that. You can mill like 20 cards turn 1 of the game if you both hit the mill 10. And that's kind of like the point that I want to make here for this is that even though like this format is so intimidating and so scary, it won't stick around for very long, because Konami does not want this high level of interactions, especially with Pasadena coming up here in a week. All right, I want to put this on the table here. Pasadena is going to be one of the worst YCSs for play in a while. Not for like event staff. No. It's going to be the format itself. All right. Those Ishizu cards, granted, yeah, you have to pick up everything very early on to get in time, but that's not going to stop players. So your general interactions with this are going to be as follows. All right. In the mirror match, multiple chain link managements. You're going to have to manage which tier effects have actually resolved that term, and then you have to understand that the game plays on both players' turns. That's the important part about this that needs to be understood. First person going first in the game has an equal chance, well, maybe a little bit less than equal, if they open up the Herald of Orange Light for the negate. If you engage a mill, all right, and then, oh boy, I get to make a Kit Gallos, turn 1 of the game. There's a lot of things that can happen here, all right? So, and I think that's the thing that's kind of maybe got people a little bit upset, is I was reading that some game 1s were taking the 40-minute rounds. I think that's a little bit impressive to me. I was reading that some turn 1s were taking 20 minutes. Now, just think about that for a second. Yu-Gi-Oh! We already complained about our opponents taking 10-minute turns. But now if we're both playing Ishizu tier elements and we engage, all these mills, yay, you hit your first mill 5, you're like, all right, cool. We'll stack up another mill. I got some fusion summons to do here on the stack, and then you'll go ahead and then you'll finish up that chain, you'll finish the dumps, and then you'll stack up the next round of mills, and you'll stack up, however you want the rest. It's a pain. And I'm honestly surprised, one, about the amount of Yu-Gi-Oh players that don't actually stay ahead of things. One big thing you definitely get from me is I love Limbo format, even though it's the mystical, non-existent format that typically doesn't actually end up coming, because I've been watching friends playtest the Shangri-La cards against Tier right now, and Tier, while it does look like a massively crazy build at the end of the day for sure, those Shangri-La cards blocking out 6 or 5 spells and traps or 5 monster zones is actually kind of equally as scary. You don't have to worry about scary Ishizu Tier if they only have 1 monster zone to summon something too. So, which probably is going to be the EDM if you lock them out of everything. And, you'll set up some interruptions along the way. I'm not going to say that things look worse. I'm just saying that from where we're sitting right now, it definitely is not a fun place. So, I previously said that I don't think that the Ishizu format's going to stick around for too long. And I've said this in previous videos. Now, my logic for this is if little Timmy goes down to the LGS and wants to play locals, and then, you know, sits down with this mill-out deck, one, typically mill-out strategies don't end up sticking around for very long, because having to manage multiple graveyard effects does slow down the tournament pacing time. I know, right? That's weird. It's almost like that's why Grass Looks Greener got banned, because when you mill 30 effects on a stack here, congratulations, now your entire turn is going to extend. Now, if an entire room is now playing Grass Looks Greener, and you're now extending out the entire tournament time here, there's a wee little bit of a problem here. So when you look at something like Ishizu tier, for example, these mill effects, yeah, time is going to be extended, and that's going to really put a strain on some of these particular things. Now, the thing that makes the Ishizu tier, you know, really good, besides, you know, the milling, is the fact that they have 6 cards that allow them to recycle. 6 very chainable cards both are at 3 of, so you get 3 of each that you can go, oh, I can shuffle those targets back into my opponent's deck. Oh, okay. So that's really fair. I feel like the mill-out engine wouldn't be such a problem, but it becomes that regeneration grind game that kind of pushes things to that little angrier halt. Now, I bring up, you know, the presence here of the Duelist going down to locals here and plays against this deck, and they're probably not going to want to go back. I'm not going to lie to you. I've played against the Ishizu tier. It's not very fun. The level of interaction and chain links that you have to deal with, it's not a very fun experience. Yeah, Dimension Shifter exists. You have other power cards within the format that can kind of try to edge the competition, but you're like one core set off from actually having a deck that can actually stand up to it. And then by that time that point happens, you need to limit those Ishizu cards, because if more and more of your competitive player base is looking at this, and I guarantee you November, December regionals are going to be very long grinds, all right? Because you're going to be watching these Ishizu tiers, you're going to be watching these huge stacks go up on the chains, and it actually becomes very intimidating. Now, most duelists here won't understand this, but if you played a regional, that regional fatigue will actually grind you down, all right? Staying up for hours at a time before an event and then going in, playing what I would say would have to be one of the most resource-intensive decks to manage, yeah, you're going to have some problems there. All right, so that's like one really big thing here is you have to be able to really manage everything that's happening. And if you're not on enough sleep, this deck's going to punish you. You're going to see a lot of misplays and a lot of cheating, I think, because of this, simply because players are going to miss things and miss those high level of interactions. Trust me when I say this. Like, if you see people complaining about this, it's really crazy. And I think I think it was an hour and 20 minutes I read that a mirror match took for this. And most of your standard tournament rounds are going to be 40 minutes. All right. Now, if you're a casual duelist and you're listening to this conversation here, you're probably having a chuckle. You're like, yeah, this is why I don't play competitive. You know, like, this is some toxic crap. I would say that this is one of the crazier borderline. Actually, this is probably a tier 0 format. A lot of players are kind of all chiming in saying that this is a true tier 0 format. It's the first in the game's history in quite some time. Konami's done a fantastic job at trying to prevent these particular scenarios from happening. That's why I do wholeheartedly believe that whatever is going to come out of this isn't going to last for long. And I think that's a big one. You know, just be patient. We'll see how the format shapes up as we head into Photon Hypernova. I would say you have 8-10 weeks of the Ishizu cards. Come mid-January, end of January, we'll probably see a ban list where they will clean those up. If not, you're going to see a lot of players complaining, and you're going to see a lot of people arguing for change. You know, you thought the previous ban list was something that people were really like upset about. You know, trust me when I say this, you're going to see very similar things, but probably a whole lot worse, because they're just like, I just don't want to play this game. That's why I did previously mention that maybe taking a break through the winter format might not be necessarily a bad thing if you don't want to deal with, the massive interaction management and things. If not, I mean, just go activate Mystic Mind. You'll have fun. Please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. At least good old Mystic Mind Burn still can get you through your day. I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.